I spent 38 years working as a physical therapist, and in all that time, I thought I knew everything about how the body slows down with age. Then I turned 64, and suddenly my own legs started feeling heavy by afternoon. My hands were always cold, and no matter how much water I drank, I still felt like my blood was barely moving. I was embarrassed, honestly. Here I am, a person who spent decades telling patients how to take care of their bodies, and I couldn't figure out what was happening to mine. If you're over 60, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. That heaviness in your legs at the end of the day, that cold, almost numb feeling in your fingers and toes, that moment when you stand up too fast and everything goes a little dim for a second. Most people just accept it. They think, well, I'm getting older, this is just how it is now. But here's what I found out, and it genuinely surprised me. It's not just age, it's not just your heart, and it is definitely not about drinking more water. The real issue is how your body is processing what you give it, and after 60, that process becomes weaker unless you give it the right trigger. So I did what any stubborn health professional would do. I started experimenting on myself. Over the next several months, I tried more than 50 different things I could add to my water. Some from research papers, some from old home remedies, some from colleagues who specialize in vascular health. A few made no difference at all. A couple actually made me feel worse. Bloated, sluggish, more tired. But then there were a small handful, just 5 to be exact, that changed something real. Not in a slow, maybe I'm imagining it kind of way. In a way I could actually feel. Warmer hands, lighter legs, better energy through the day, and once I understood why they worked, everything made sense. So in this video, I'm going to share all 5 of them with you, ranked from least powerful to most powerful, and I'll warn you, number 2 on this list is the one that shocked me the most. It's something I walked past in my own kitchen for years without ever thinking twice about it. But before we start, quick question for you. How long have you been dealing with circulation issues? A few months? A few years? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd really love to know your experience. Number 5 is warm lemon and honey water. Now, I know you've heard of lemon water before, but most people drink it cold first thing in the morning, and they never get the full benefit. Lemon is packed with vitamin C, and vitamin C is one of the key ingredients your body needs to produce something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like a signal your blood vessels receive that tells them to relax and open up. When your vessels are open and relaxed, blood flows through with less effort, less pressure on your heart, more oxygen reaching your hands, your feet, your brain. The problem is, after 60, your body produces less nitric oxide on its own. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people with higher vitamin C intake had nearly 22% more nitric oxide available in their bloodstream compared to those with low intake. That gap shows up as the difference between good circulation and poor circulation. The warm water matters too because it helps your blood vessels stay relaxed, and raw honey contains natural enzymes that help reduce inflammation in the vessel walls over time. 1 cup of warm water, juice of half a fresh lemon, 1 small spoon of raw honey every morning before breakfast, 2 weeks minimum. Number 4 is turmeric and black pepper water. This combination has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, but modern research has finally explained exactly why it works so well for circulation in older adults. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which helps reduce inflammation inside your blood vessel walls, and inflammation is one of the biggest hidden reasons why circulation gets sluggish after 60. A clinical trial published in Nutrition Journal found that participants who took curcumin daily for 8 weeks showed a 37% improvement in blood vessel function. But here's the catch. Curcumin is almost impossible for your body to absorb on its own. This is where black pepper comes in. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without the black pepper, the turmeric barely works, but together they are a completely different thing. A quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder and just a small pinch of black pepper in a warm glass of water stirred well, mid-morning, or with lunch. Number 3, and this is the one I want you to pay attention to, is cucumber and basil water. I almost ignored this one completely. It sounded too simple, too spa-like. But the compound profile in this combination genuinely surprised me. Cucumbers contain high levels of silica, a mineral that directly supports the structural integrity of your blood vessel walls. As we age past 60, those walls naturally become thinner and less flexible, and silica helps maintain the connective tissue that holds everything together. A study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found a 14% improvement in arterial flexibility among participants who increased their silica intake over a 10-week period. Fresh basil contains a compound called eugenol, which acts as a natural vasodilator, meaning it gently helps your blood vessels widen, and wider vessels mean less resistance and better flow. Half a cucumber sliced thin, 8 to 10 fresh basil leaves lightly pressed between your fingers to release the oils, both added to a large jug of filtered water left in the fridge overnight. 2 to 3 glasses the next day. Do it consistently for 3 weeks, and I think you will notice the difference. Number 2 is the one that surprised me most, and that is pomegranate cold water. I had pomegranate seeds sitting in my fridge for weeks before I ever connected them to circulation. Pomegranate contains some of the highest concentrations of polyphenols found in any fruit, and these polyphenols protect the lining of your blood vessels from oxidative damage, the kind of damage that over years and decades is a major reason why circulation declines after 60. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Cardiology followed older adults who consumed pomegranate daily for 3 months and found a 30% reduction in arterial plaque progression and measurably better blood flow to the heart. The researchers described the effect as comparable to some prescription interventions, and that is for a fruit. About 60 milliliters of pure pomegranate juice with no added sugar mixed into a large glass of cold water every evening. 2 to 3 weeks of daily use is where the real difference starts. And number 1 is Rosehip Cold Brew. Rosehip is the small red fruit that grows on rose plants, and the concentration of active compounds inside it is unlike anything else I found in my research. Rosehips contain extraordinarily high levels of vitamin C, almost 20 times more than oranges by weight, and they contain a unique combination of flavonoids and galactolipids that work directly on the endothelial cells lining your arteries. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that daily rosehip consumption over 6 weeks produced a 34% improvement in blood vessel flexibility in adults with an average age of 67. 2 tablespoons of dried rose hips in 1 liter of cold filtered water, and do not use hot water because heat destroys a significant portion of the active compounds. Let it steep in your refrigerator for at least 10 hours, strain it in the morning, and drink 3 glasses spread across the day. You can find dried rose hips at most health food stores or online, and they are very affordable. And that is all 5. Warm lemon water, turmeric with black pepper, cucumber basil infusion, pomegranate water, and rosehip cold brew. None of these need a prescription. None of them are expensive, and every single one of them has real published research behind it. You don't have to try all 5 at once. Pick one, try it for 2 weeks, and pay attention to how your legs feel, how warm your hands are, how you feel getting up in the morning. Your blood vessels are not finished improving, not at 60, not at 70, not at any age. They just need the right support. And sometimes that support fits inside a simple glass of water. If this video helped you, please subscribe. I share practical research-based information every week for people who want to feel strong and healthy for as many years as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.